Hello everyone, welcome back to InnoSketch. So I am back with another interesting problem from Uber Frequent 52 questions. So let's see what we are going to solve today. Okay, so this is the problem we are going to solve today. This is minimum window substring. Let me read the problem statement and then we'll see how we can proceed to a problem. Given two substrings S and T of lengths M and N respectively, return the minimum window substring of S such that every character of T, including duplicates, is included in the window. If there is no substring, return empty substring. The test cases will generate such that the answer is unique. Right, let me take one test case and then we'll see how we can proceed to a problem. We'll first understand the problem statement and then we'll move ahead with the solution, right? Okay, so let's say we have a string S and a T target string, right? So what the question is asking for, that we have to find minimum length substring. We have to find minimum length substring in this S such that that substring contains all the characters of this target string. Right, so let's see how many substrings are there which are containing all the characters of target string, right? So let's see. So we first string that may contain all the characters of this target string is, so we need double A, B, C, right? So A, B, C, we need one more A, this, right? So that means one string can be this, right? So let me write it. A, B, C, D, D, A, right? One string can be this. Second string can be, let's say we are starting from B, C, A, we need double A, right? So one more A is this. So that means one substring, one possible substring can be this. So let me write it, B, C, D, D, A, B, C, A, right? Another one can be this, right? So we have one C, we have two A and we have one B, right? So let me write it, C, D. Okay, so if you will see, I have written all the possible substrings that are possible, which contain all the characters of target string, right? So this also contains all the characters of target string. All the substrings written on the screen contains same characters as in the target string, right? So let me write the length of each of this string. So the length of each of this string is 687654, right? We have to find the minimum window substring. We have to find the minimum window substring. That means our answer for this problem will be ABCA, because the length will be 4, which is minimum out of all the substring possible, right? So the answer for this problem will be ABCA. We have to return this ABCA. So I hope you understood the problem statement. Basically, we are given a string S, we are given a target string S. Now we have to find the minimum length substring in S which contains all the characters from T, right? So now if you are looking at each of the test case, what I did, I started from each of the index and see if this complete window contains all the characters of T. Now let's see what can be the brute force approach for this problem. Okay, so we had this string S and this target string T. So what I did, I started from each of the index. Let's say I am starting from this point. I am starting from this point, right? Now let's do one thing. Let's maintain a map for this particular index. For this particular index, let's say we are at 0th index. Let's create a map which is, let's say, T map, with the frequency of every character in the target string. So A has a frequency of 2, B has a frequency of 1, C has a frequency of 1, right? Now what I am doing is, from A I am starting my traversal, right? So we encountered A, we decrement the count of A since A is present in the target string. Now we incremented this pointer, we came to B. Now B is also in target map, we decremented the count. Now since the count of B has become 0, that means we have got all the occurrences of B as in target string, right? We have one B in target string and we have got one B in our S, right? So now let's move ahead. Let's decrement we have encountered C, so let's decrement the count for C. Since the count has become 0, we know that this window has one C which is required, right? Now let's move ahead. We have D. D is not in the target string. Let's move ahead. We have D. D is not in the target string. Let's move ahead. Now we encountered A. When we encountered A, we decremented its count. So it became 0, right? Now what does it mean? It means that now from 0th index till this point, we have all the occurrences of A same as the occurrences of A in target string, right? So now we have one substring which is AB, which is starting from A 0th index and ending at this index, right? So we have one string A, B, C, D, D, A, and the length is 6, right? Now let's start with first index. Let's start with first index. So what I am trying to do, again from first index, I am starting my traversal. Now I am starting my traversal from this point. So again we'll have to create map. So once the size of T map became 0, we updated our string, right? So from first index, let's start our traversal. First let's create a map. So we are at B, we got the occurrence of B, we got 0, that means we have all the occurrences which are required. Let's move ahead. C, we decremented the count. Since the count became 0, we know that we have all C from first index till now as required, as same as required in target string. D will do nothing because D is not present in the target string. D will do nothing. A, decrement the count, right? Since it is not 0, that means we need one more occurrence to make it same as the number of A's in target string. Let's move ahead. We have B. B is not in the target map because we have already deleted all the both the entries. We have C. C is not in the target map. Now we have A. Decrement the count of A and delete it because the count of A has become 0. That means now we have all the occurrences of A. The number of occurrences in the A is same as the number of occurrences in T, right? So that means we have got one more substring which is this, right? So let's see what is that substring. B, C, D, D, A, B, C, A, and length is 8. So since the length is 8, length is greater than our previous string, we'll do nothing, right? Because the previous string has smaller length and we are searching for this minimum window substring. So since this is greater, we will not update our string, right? Similarly, you can go ahead with C, you can go ahead with D, you can go ahead with A, and you can go ahead with A. Now since when you will start your traversal from this point, let's do what will happen. So when we'll start our traversal from this point, we'll have our T map, which will contain this, right? Now we'll start our traversal. A, decrement the count, move ahead. B, decrement the count. Since the count became 0, we'll delete it. C, decrement the count. Since the count became 0, we'll increment the pointer and we'll delete C. A, decrement the count, and since the count of A became 0, we'll delete the entry from the map, and now the size of T map has become 0, right? Now the size has become 0 and we got one more substring starting from A, ending at this last value A, and the length is 4. Now we'll compare whatever substrings you have got earlier, right? Whatever substring you have got earlier, you will compare this length with the previous strings, and if it is smaller, you will update your answer with this A, B, C, A, right? So basically what we are trying to do, at every point, from every at every index, we are creating one map with the frequency of each and every element present in the target string, right? Now from that point, we are seeing whether the occurrences of characters in the target string, right? So since we encountered some character in string S, we'll decrement its count. That means that we have encountered that character in our S, right? And when the count became 0, that means I have all the occurrences of that character. The number of occurrences of that character in S is same as the number of characters in the target string, right? So we can remove it, because we know that this window will have that will have same number of characters as present in T, right? And since and when the target map has the size 0, that means we have found all the occurrences of those characters that are present in target string, right? So now we'll update our substring if it has a smaller length from the previous substrings, right? So this is the approach we are trying to follow. Okay, so let's discuss the time complexity for the approach we discussed. So what we were doing, we were starting from 0th index, and we started searching the elements of target string in S, right? So we started from 0th index and we were traversing till we get all the elements of T, right? But in the worst case, we may go till the end of the array, right? So for 0th index, in the worst case, we may need to traverse all the elements present. Let's say total number of elements in S are n and total number of elements in T are m, right? So for 0th index, we required n elements traversal. Now for first index, after traversing all the elements starting from 0, we moved to first index and we started searching the characters of target string in S again from first index, right? So again from first index we will need to traverse n minus 1 element, so it will take n minus 1 time. Now for second, again from second index we will go till the end of the array, so it will take n minus 2 time because we need to traverse all the n minus 2 elements from starting from second index, and it will go on. So along with traversing the elements and searching the elements of target string in S, for every index what we are doing, we are creating a map of size m, right? We are traversing this target string from left to right and we are creating a map. So along with this n time and n minus 1 time, we will be needing a time for creating a map. Now finally, after doing this, how we can calculate the time complexity? We will keep on adding them. Let's try to separate all the n and all the m. So since we are doing these tasks for all the n elements, these are for all the n elements, right? So what we are doing, these will be n and these will also be for all the n elements. So now if you closely look at this series, it is nothing but the sum of first n natural number, and we know the formula n plus 1 into n divided by 2, right? And we'll get n square from this, right? And since for every element we are creating a map, it will take n into m time, right? So final time complexity will be n square plus nm, right? This will be the final time complexity. Now let's talk about the space complexity. Now how much space we were taking? We were just creating a map for the characters in the target string, right? So it will, in the worst case, may require O of m space, right? So the time complexity will be n square plus nm and the space complexity will be O of m. Now if you look at this time complexity is not so good, right? It is a n square solution. So now your interviewer will say, can you try to optimize this solution? This solution. So now we'll see the optimized solution for this approach, for this question, right? So let's see the optimized approach. So if you'll observe carefully, right, the question is asking for substring. Right? We have two things. First one is substring and second one is subsequence. Right? Now what is the difference in both of them? Subsequence says that subsequence can be formed like this. That means we can skip some characters in between while creating subsequence. But substring says if you are starting from this point, you will have to take all the adjacent characters for this string, all the consecutive characters, right? So this is a difference between subsequence and substring. While creating a subsequence, we can skip some characters, and while creating a substring, we'll have to take continuous characters, right? So we cannot skip any character in between while creating subsequence. So whenever we talk about substring or subarray in which we have to take continuous elements or continuous characters, we have one approach, we have one pattern of question, and we call them as sliding window pattern. What we call them? We call them as sliding window pattern. So if you have not heard about this pattern earlier, right, I'll attach the blog link in the description box. You can go through the sliding window pattern and you can understand the concept of sliding window, and maybe then you can try to come back to this problem and try to learn how we'll proceed with this problem. So now what do we do in sliding window? So in sliding window we have a concept of window in which we take two pointer. One pointer will be expanding our window and second pointer will be shrinking our window, right? Now let's see how we can proceed with this problem. So in sliding window approach, how we'll proceed? Let's see. So first of all, we'll take one variable which is match variable, right? It will be match variable. Initially the count of this match variable will be 0. It will be responsible for maintaining the count of matched variable, that how many characters we have matched till now, right? How many characters we have matched till now. Okay. Secondly, we'll maintain one frequency map. That will hold all the characters with their frequencies. So A with the frequency 2, B with the frequency 1, C with the frequency 1, right? Okay, now to proceed with the sliding window approach, we'll take two pointers. First one will be start of the window, second one will be end of the window. So currently we'll start from this point. So our window is currently this, having just one element. Now what we will do? We are at this A, right? We are at 0th index. So we'll first go and check into our frequency map. We'll see whether A is present in frequency map or not, right? So if A is present, we'll decrement its count. It will become 1, right? Now we decremented its count, and since we decremented its count, the match will get incremented. Why it got incremented? Because we know that we have got one A, we have got one occurrence of A, right? And we need one more occurrence, right? So why this match will get incremented? Because it shows that we have got one occurrence of A and we require one more occurrence to become the number of occurrence of A same as it is in target string, right? Okay, so after this we'll move ahead. Let's come to this point. Now we encountered V. Now we encountered B, right? We'll again go to the frequency map. We'll see whether B is present. If B is present, we'll decrement its frequency, right? Now it became 0. What does it mean? It became 0, and since it became 0, we'll increment our match character by 1, so it became 2, right? Now what does it indicate? It indicates that now we have same occurrence of B in our occurrence of B as it is in target string, right? So now if you will see, we have one B in our window. This is our window. We have same occurrence of B as it is in target string, right? So it became 0. Done. Let's move ahead. So now we are at C. Again we'll go to frequency map. We'll check whether C is present. If C is present, we'll decrement the count. Since the count became 0, we'll increment the count. We'll increment the match character. It became 3, right? What does it mean? It means that the current window has same occurrence of C as it is in target string, right? Okay, let's move ahead. D. Since D is not present in our frequency map, we'll do nothing. Let's go ahead. D is not present in target frequency map. Let's go ahead. Now we came to A. A is present in target map. We'll go to A. We'll decrement its frequency. Now it became 0. That means in this window we have same occurrence of A as it is in target string. We require 2A, and in this window we have 2 A's, right? So we incremented our match character. Now match has become 4. That means it is showing that we have 4 characters. We have 4 characters in our this window, right? We have 4 matched character in our window. So we'll compare this 4 with the length of this target string. Now we'll compare our variable match with the length of this target string. If this is same, that means this current window has all the occurrences has all the occurrences of the characters of target string. So that means we can update our substring. So at this point our substring will become this. So let me mark it. So this will be our substring, right? And our pointer will be at this point. Since our end pointer as at this point, now there might be a possibility that we can get a smaller window with all the occurrences of target string, right? So now we'll start shrinking our window. Let's try to shrink the window. So we have A, right? So when we are shrinking our window, currently the window is this. Currently our window is this, right? And we want our window to be this. A will go out of the window. If this A will go out of the window, we have just one A and we require one more A to make the occurrences of A equal to the occurrences of A in target string, right? So what we'll do, we'll increment its count. That means we require one more A. And we'll decrement the matched character. It became 3. That means currently in this window we have 3 matching character, B, C and A, and we require one more A, right? This is the meaning of this, right? So now after this it will come to this. Again we will check at this point, is our match variable same as length of target? No, length of target is 4 and match variable is 3. So these are not equal, right? So we'll move ahead. So we cannot shrink our window further. So we'll increment our end pointer. Now and will come to this B. So now we'll decrement our B by 1. So it became -1. Now what -1 is showing? -1 is showing that we already had all the required occurrences of B in that window. But now we have one more B. Which is not required, right? So we'll not consider it as our match character because we already have B as an occurrence in this match, right? We already have, if you'll see, we already have this B, right? We already have this B and which is already included in this match character. Now when we incremented our AND, we got one more B. So this -1 is indicating that we have one extra B, right? And we have already included the B in the match character. So we'll not touch this match character at this point. Let's increment our count. Let's increment our C, right? Let's increment our C. Now AND is at this point. So again we'll decrement C because C is present in TMAP. We'll come and decrement C. Now it is again showing that we have 2 occurrences of C. We had the required occurrences in this window. We had all the required occurrences in this window. If you'll see, we have one occurrence of C. But when we expand our window, we got one more occurrence of C. So C will get decremented, but match character already had one occurrence of C. So we'll not touch this match character. Fine. Let's move ahead. Now we got A. When we got A, we'll come to this T frequency. If it is present, we'll decrement the count, right? We'll decrement the count. And what it is saying that now we have all the occurrences of A as required, right? So we'll increment the match character. Now again we'll come to this. When it became 4, right? So 4 is equals to 4. That means, right, we got one more window, right? But since the length of this window is greater than the length of previous window, if you will see, this has 8 characters and this has 6 characters. So we'll consider this as our resultant string. Now we'll start shrinking our window. So when we'll shrink our window will become this. So B will go out. When B will go out, we'll increment its count. It became 0. But are we supposed to decrement our match? No, because 0 shows that we have required number of B's in our window. So we'll not touch this B. We'll come to this C. Now C, at this point C will go out. When we shrink our window, the pointer will move to D and C will go out. When C will go out, the count will become 0. It says that we have required number of C's. That means we cannot decrement our match. Perfect. D is not in the target frequency. Let's come to this point. Now let's come to this A. At this point also, our at this point also our match is same as the length of target string. That means we'll update ABCA, because the length of ABCA is lesser than all the previous substring, right? So we'll update ABCA as our result, right? So I hope you understood how we are expanding our window, how we are shrinking our window. Now let's try to code this. So first of all, what we did, we created a hash map with the frequencies of each and every element of the target string. So let me create a hash map. Okay, so I created a hash map. I counted the frequency of each and every character present in the target string. I created one pointer which is pointing to 0th index. I took the length as maximum value because we'll have to consider the minimum value. So initially I initialized the length as maximum value, and I have taken one matched variable which is initialized to 0. Now what we want to do, we want to traverse each and every element of S. So let's do it. So I created a loop starting from 0 and going till end of S, and I have stored the current character in CH, right? So now what we are trying to do, we are checking whether this character is present in the target map, and if it is present, we decremented the frequency of that particular element, right? And if the frequency is greater than equals to 0, we'll update our matched. Okay, so basically what I am trying to do, I am checking whether this CH is present in the target frequency map. If it is present, I decremented the frequency, and if the frequency is greater than equals to 0, if you remember, if it was -1, we did not incremented our match character, right? But if it is greater than equals to 0, that means we have a matched character, and the remaining count was telling us that how many more characters do we need, right? So I incremented my match character. Now if at any point our match will become equals to the length of the length of the target string. If it became equal, what we will do, first of all we'll update our result, and then we'll shrink our window. So what I did, if length is greater than your current window size, I updated the length and I updated the result with the substring of start to end plus 1, right? This is basically your length of your current window, end minus start plus 1. Now what I want to do, I want to shrink my window. So for shrinking the window, what I was checking whether the first character or the starting of the window character is present in the target map. If it is present, that means it will go out of the window. And when it will go out of the window, if it is a part of your target string, our frequency will get incremented. Incrementing a frequency means that we'll be requiring that much number of more characters, right? Okay, so what I did, I stored the starting character to start char. Now I am checking whether this start char is a part of tree frequency map. If it is a part of target frequency map, I checked whether its count is 0. Its count is 0 as the count being 0 means that it was the part of our window and it was contributing to the characters in our target map, and since it is going out of the window, we have less matched character now. So we decremented the count of matched by 1, and we decremented the count of matched by 1, and at this point we incremented the count of that particular character in our target frequency map. It is showing the incremented character, showing that this much number of characters are more needed, right? And then finally we can return the result. Now let's try to run the code. So we have not initialized our result. Let's initialize result as empty string. Now let's try to run this. Okay, let's try to submit this, and it is accepted, right? So this is how you can find out the minimum window substring that has all the characters of the target string. Basically, whenever you are getting one character, whenever you are getting one character, you are incrementing your match, that it is matching to the character in the target string, right? And you are decrementing the count. That means that map is basically showing how many more characters do you need to have same number of occurrence as in the target string. Okay, so this is how you can solve this problem. I hope you understood the concept of minimum window substring. You understood the concept of how the window is expanding, how the window is shrinking, right? Now let's discuss the time complexity for this approach. So what we are trying to do, first of all, what we did, we created this map, right? First of all, we created a map, right? So the length of the target string, let's say it is m, so we took m time, right, O of m time to create a map, frequency map. Now what we are trying to do after that, we are starting from 0th index and we are going till end of the string, right? So how much time we must have taken? We have taken n time, right? Because we are traversing the string starting from 0 till the end of the string. So that means the time complexity for this approach will be O of m for creating the map, n for traversing the string s, right? This will be your time complexity. Now let's talk about space complexity. How much space you have taken? Basically, we are just creating a frequency map, and other than that, we were using some variables, right? So the space complexity for this approach will be same as the length of your target string. So this will be the space and time complexity of this approach. If you really want to know more about sliding window pattern, I'll attach the link in the description box. You can go through the blogs and learn more about sliding window approach. So I hope you learned something new from this video. That's it for this video. Let's meet in another video with another interesting question. Till then, keep learning. Thank you.